Good morning, Lufkin Central and Online Worship Community. Jason Hollinger, the campus and community minister here. And today we are beginning a study for a few days this week called Outlive Your Life, How to Make a Difference. It's based off a book written by Max Lucado. And so be blessed by this. I want to read kind of the beginning thoughts each day to each of the chapters, and then we'll issue our challenge and send you on your way throughout your day. Listen to this. The followers of Jesus Christ are countless, but he never founded an organization. No one knew more than he did, but he never wrote down his thoughts. No person experienced more pain, but he never inked a memoir telling us the details of how it felt. Jesus didn't leave behind what most anyone else might have. No buildings bearing his name, no trust funds to protect his wealth, no museum exhibits to display his earthly goods. There's no Fortune 500 company with high-rise headquarters in New York or Tokyo. So what was the legacy of Jesus? What did he leave behind? He left them. Jesus left fewer than a dozen disciples, people who loved him and were ready to do what he asked, people who loved and supported one another, people who loved God and loved each other enough to change the world, because that's what he left behind. He also left us. We are called into the ongoing story of what happened after Jesus ascended into heaven, a story that is still happening. And for the most part, we live normal lives. We sit in the bleachers, eat at diners, change diapers, and wear our favorite team's ball cap. We aren't famous, and no one notices when we walk down the street. We're regular folk, just like the Jerusalem disciples. He used them to change the world. Could he use us too? Yes, all the time. Because Acts is not just a story for them. It's the story of us. You know, as we think about this idea of making a difference, how can we make a difference? How can we make an impact in our communities, in our schools, and in our neighborhoods, in our churches, in our homes? You know, how can we do this? And yet, is it all about this need to have this notoriety, to have this name, so then people, because you have this name, that then, okay, hey, now they'll listen to you? Or is it just about living out the gifts that God has given you, making a difference in one life, and then making a difference in another life, and on and on and on, and continuing to take those steps, the necessary steps, to make an impact? And somewhere along the way, lives are changed. Generations are impacted because a disciple of his, a disciple of Jesus Christ, chose to live out the story, chose to make a difference, chose to be, I don't know, maybe just chose to be and chose to do, and looked at, because someone somewhere along the way looked at you, or looked at me, or looked at one of our relatives long before us, or maybe it was our parents, and they spoke into them. They lived out that idea of being the church, of being disciples who make a difference, of being disciples who follow Jesus and who seek to make others disciples, of being disciples who look and see the needs that people have, and they hear them, and they see them, and they lean into, they speak into those moments, and they provide God's blessings in those moments. Somewhere, someone along the way made a difference in your life, maybe not directly, maybe indirectly, but they spoke life into your family. And, well, it's led you to this moment right here, right now. So the question is, how are you going to respond? How are you going to then be that for someone else? What are you going to do about it? We're just regular folk, right? Some of us are known more than others. Some for good reasons, some for not the best of reasons, right? But it doesn't matter. Because who do we know? Who knows us? And how are we living for him? So your challenge for today is seek to make the difference in one life. And after you've poured into that life, it's going to take you more than a day. Yeah, there's going to be those moments along the way that you come across many lives that you'll have the opportunity, but I want you to really begin to pour into just one life. Spend weeks, days, weeks, months, maybe even a year pouring into this life, being Jesus to them. Start today. Take that step. And then go on to the next one. Don't abandon, don't leave the one that you've poured into. Take that one with you and pick a couple of other people. Pick 2 other regular folks. Then you pour into them, and guess what? Now you got 4. Then you got 8, and then you get the idea. Will you make the decision to start today to make a difference in the life of someone else, someone else's family, for someone else's future? Can't wait to hear and see how it goes. Have a great day. God bless.